Donald Trump will be back in court in New York tomorrow for closing arguments in his civil fraud trial revolving around the Trump Organization. Former president sought to commandeer part of his team's final remarks, but the judge presiding over the case rejected that request. CBS News campaign reporter Katrina Kaufman joins us now. Katrina, there's an old saying in legal circles that, if I get this right, anyone who represents himself in court has a fool for a client. That's just a general joke. I'm not applying that to the former president. But clearly there was some give and take about this and an effort for the former president to sort of maybe grab center stage, and the judge did not permit it. Catch us up on exactly how this played out.
You know, it's a pretty interesting interaction that happened because the judge in this case, Judge Engoron, really was considering letting Trump partake in his own closing arguments. Trump's team put it out there that he was going to be part of their closing argument discussion, and Judge Engoron said he looked into it, that he actually realized it was up to his discretion, and that he was open to hearing what Trump had to say because Trump is really the one with the most at stake in this trial. But he had to put limitations on it because closing arguments are really about legal theory. So Trump had to stick to relevant topics. He couldn't testify. He couldn't make this a campaign speech. He couldn't introduce new evidence, and Trump's team just could not agree to those terms.
In other words, the judge said, if, Mr. Former President, you stick to the facts, the law, evidence presented, and within those guardrails, I'll permit it. But if you can't, I won't permit it. And they could not, that is to say the Trump legal team, confidently tell the judge their client, the former president of the United States, would stay within those boundaries.
That's correct. And there was even, I think, a final email from Judge Engoron to Christopher Keyes, Trump's attorney, and he said, you know, can you agree to my terms? You have 7 minutes left. He'd given them multiple extensions on the deadline, and they wouldn't respond affirmatively. I also thought it was interesting in this email exchange that Trump also tried to get yet another delay in this trial. You know, his wife's mother passed away, which obviously is a hard thing. But during this discussion, they also tried to push these arguments, which is just a tactic we're seeing over and over again in all of these cases.
And Katrina, remind our audience what's at stake for the former president in this particular civil matter.
The stakes are high. The Attorney General is asking for $370 million. Originally, she was asking for $250, but they've now upped that. They also want a lifetime ban on Trump participating in real estate in New York, as well as shorter bans for his sons. So for someone who's made their name as a real estate mogul, as a businessman in New York, this is very personal for Trump, and it could have really huge ramifications.
Katrina Kaufman, thank you so much for your expertise.